welcome to the channel. Here, I share Scareful stories. Stories to make you scared, make you think, make you wonder, and maybe, just maybe, make you a little more careful. If you like what you see, please give the video a like, leave a comment down below, and I'd love it if you would subscribe to the channel. And now, 5 Scareful stories of people whose bodies were found hundreds of miles away from home. Number 5. Jonathan Luna. Jonathan Luna was working as an assistant U.S. attorney in Baltimore when he was found stabbed 36 times and drowned in a creek 100 miles away in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. He was working late at the office on the night of December 3, 2003. After leaving his office, he traveled northeast and his Easy Pass was used on the interstate going into Delaware. He, or someone with him, used an ATM at a service station near Newark, Delaware, and withdrew $200 from his bank account. About 2 hours later, he paid the toll on the Delaware River toll bridge on his way to the Pennsylvania Turnpike. 30 minutes later, his debit card was used to buy gas, and 30 minutes after that, his car got off the turnpike. The next morning, his car was found behind a drilling company with the front end in a stream of water. Employees noticed the car and then found Jonathan's body face down in the water under the car engine. There was blood on the toll ticket, blood on the driver's door, blood on the outside of the car, as well as a pool of blood on the rear seat floor. An autopsy showed that Jonathan had been stabbed 36 times and with his own pocket knife. He sustained stab wounds to his chest, neck, and head, but none of the wounds were fatal. His cause of death was drowning. The FBI theorized that Jonathan had committed suicide. They pointed to him not having any defensive wounds and that many of the wounds appeared to be what are called hesitation wounds, made while trying to get up the nerve to kill oneself, and that he was possibly in trouble at work and at home. $36,000 in evidence from a bank robbery had disappeared, and Jonathan was scheduled to undergo a polygraph exam about the missing money. He also had a credit card and credit card debt that his wife was not aware of, in addition to a profile of his being found on a dating site. The Lancaster police, however, considered Jonathan's death to be a murder. His glasses, which he needed to drive, were left at his office along with his cell phone. The blood found in the back seat made them think that someone else was driving while Jonathan was being hurt in the back seat of the car. The 100-mile trip that Jonathan made that evening has never fully been explained and continues to be investigated as a possible murder. Number 4. Taylour Young. Taylour Young was living in Houston and working as an accountant when he decided to go out on his lunch break from work and then disappeared. On December 8, 2021, Taylour drove his Honda Civic away from work. He and his car were spotted at a Capital One Bank ATM in Houston. When he didn't return to work or home, his girlfriend used the Find a Phone feature to locate his phone in the bushes near the Capital One Bank. A month and a half later, Taylor's body was found in the trunk of his own car. His car was at an impound lot in Dallas, some 250 miles away from where he had disappeared in Houston. His body was in an advanced state of decomposition, and the police have not yet released a cause of death, but his disappearance and death is being investigated as a murder. Number 3. Sheridan Wall. Sheridan Wall was 21 years old when she left her home in Tampa, Florida, and drove to South Carolina to visit her father. She never made it to her father's home, however. Her mother spoke to her on the afternoon of September 19, 2021, and Sheridan was near Myrtle Beach. She told her mom that she was going to rent a scooter, but that she was told she couldn't because she was barefoot. She added that she planned on driving back home to Tampa, even though she hadn't seen her father yet. Sheridan never made it home, though. 2 days later, her body was found 50 miles away from Myrtle Beach and more than 500 miles away from her home, behind the Hannah-Salem Friendfield Fire Department in Pamplico, South Carolina. Her body was found near the fire department's training tower. Her car was found 10 miles away from where her body had been found. The car had been burnt, it had no license plate, and it was in a ditch in Scranton, South Carolina. After an autopsy, the coroner concluded that she died due to multiple blunt force injuries due to a fall and classified the manner of death as undetermined. Later, it was discovered that Sheridan had been picked up near where the car had been abandoned. The unidentified driver says she was dropped off at the fire station due to her erratic behavior. That extra bit of information makes you wonder if she went around the back of the station, climbed the tower, and then accidentally fell. Her death still remains a mystery. Number 2. Judy Smith. Judy Smith traveled from Boston to Philadelphia to spend a few days in the city while her husband husband attended a work conference. She left to go sightseeing while her husband, Jeff, attended the conference. When Judy failed to meet up with Jeff later on that evening, Jeff reported her missing. Searches in Philadelphia turned up nothing, however. 5 months after she went missing, 2 men hiking over 600 miles away in woods near Asheville, North Carolina, found Judy's body wrapped in a blanket and partially buried. She had been stabbed to death. To this day, how Judy got to Asheville is unknown. If she went willingly, it's unknown why she didn't tell anyone, and her killer remains unknown. Number 1. Timothy Michael Molnar. Timothy disappeared from Daytona Beach, Florida on January 24, 1984. A student at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, he left for class and never came home. His younger brother was the last person to see him alive when Tim dropped him off at school. On the day of his disappearance, there was a charge on his parents' credit card at a gas station in Lake City, Florida. The gas station employee said that Tim was traveling alone. 4 months later, Tim's parents were notified that his car was at an impound lot in Atlanta, Georgia. The car had been abandoned a mere 6 days after he disappeared and was left in a parking lot only 1 block away from the Greyhound bus station. His wallet was found in the car and it still had his driver's license and credit card in it. His family thought that he had left voluntarily to start a new life as someone else. This belief was strengthened when they found out that he had emptied his bank account prior to leaving. His parents hoped that one day he would return home. Tim's story aired on Unsolved Mysteries in November of 1995, but it was when it re-aired on January 31st, 1996, that someone called in saying they recognized the clothing Tim was said to have been wearing with the clothes found on a body he had found frozen in a wooded lot in the town of Merton, Wisconsin, some 1,200 miles away from Daytona Beach. DNA testing confirmed that the body belonged to Tim, but no cause of death was ever determined, although his body showed no signs of trauma. Tim's family never got answers for how Tim made it all the way to Wisconsin and how or why he died. So there you have 5 Scareful stories of people who left home never to return again and who were later found hundreds of miles from home. Some more mysterious than others, but all scareful in their own ways. Let me know which you found to be the oddest or what you think happened to any of these people. And if you'd like a longer video on any of the cases, leave a comment down below. And until next time, guys, stay safe and stay careful.